as with about 50% of Robin Williams' filmography, I knew nothing about this film going into it. I've watched the trailer like a month ago, and I was like, oh, okay, I mean, that looks fine, and I don't know. I'm underwhelmed, and I had fun some of the time watching this, but it doesn't quite click for me. But today, we're talking about Man of the Year. Man of the Year was released in 2006. It was written and directed by Barry Levinson, and of course stars Robin Williams as Tom Dobbs. Sorry. No spoilers, but the general idea of this film is it follows Robin Williams as this comedian who's kind of a political comedian, as he pretty much accidentally becomes president-elect. And this is because someone's like, oh, you should run. He's like, I'll run for president, sure, why not? And then there's this computer code problem with this newly renovated election system. It's kind of dumb. I mean, I'm explaining it to you in the way that I've learned it from the movie that I just finished watching 20 minutes ago, and I'm already confused. And there's this glitch that happened that kind of allowed him to be president-elect, even though he wasn't the president-elect. And that, of course, problems ensue, essentially, is what happened. I'm not sure where to start here. I'm going to start with the directing, which I think is fine. I think that the directing from this film is fine, and the writing is also fine. There's a couple moments that I really love about this film, particularly when Robin Williams is allowed to just let loose, and he's on stage, and he's making fun of politics, and he's trying to rally up the crowd to vote for him. And honestly, I liked that. I had a good time with that. He swayed me, and like his jokes felt genuine, and his jokes felt fun, and they felt like jokes, which is something that I think Robin Williams does well, is, just straight up actual jokes. Like his stand-up is fucking incredible. It's hilarious. So putting that kind of situation in a film is excellent. I'm pretty sure Barry Levinson did Good Morning Vietnam, which was also a fantastic film for Robin Williams, and I think that the same thing kind of happened with that, whereas the stand-up comedy was his radio show, and it worked in that way where he could kind of do whatever he wanted, and it was hilarious because that's what Robin Williams is good at, and it worked very well here as well. I thought that the structure of letting Robin Williams do pretty much whatever he wants seems to work quite well. The problem is that there must also be plot. So we have these awesome, they're pretty long too. They're like sections of like 5 minutes of actual Robin Williams fun stand-up comedy with politics sprinkled in, and then plot. And the plot is the problem. The plot sucks. They're like, oh, you're president-elect. He's like, oh, cool, sweet. And then this girl that he kind of falls in love with, who also knows why the computer went wrong and got fired from Delacroix, which is like the system company. And that felt very forced. Like their relationship for the most part was like, I'm not feeling it. I don't think they're in love. And I think that's kind of the point, but also I didn't like it. Which leads me to her character, which sucks. Her character is fucking dumb. She sits there and she's like, oh, I want to tell him about the thing, but then I don't. So then she's like, okay, fine, I'm going to tell him. Then she tells him, you're not actually president-elect. It was a whole mix-up with the thing. And he's like, oh, okay, that kind of sucks, I guess, but I'll just stop. And she's like, why did I tell him? And I'm like, do you have a moral conscience or not? Pick one. This morally ambiguous character does not work for her. It just doesn't. She should pick a route and go with it. That could also shave about 20 minutes off this film, at least, which would have benefited from the fact that this is a straight comedy, and I'm a big believer in the fact that straight comedies should almost never be over an hour 45. I'm a big fan of short, funny comedies. And while there's a lot of fun in this film, and a lot of the jokes are funny, it falls flat when it tries to be serious, which is, unfortunately, about, I'd say, 85% of the time. So 15% of the time, I had a really good time watching this. I was laughing pretty out loud, actually. It's rare that a movie actually makes me chuckle out loud when I'm watching it by myself. And then the rest of it, I just was like, ugh. Meh. The performance from Robin Williams is actually pretty good here. It's unfortunate because Robin Williams does continuously get better. His performances are getting better as we go, aside from, some outliers like Good Will Hunting or Dead Poets Society. His performances are getting more funny, and he is getting better. but the movies are just kind of getting worse. And I don't know if it's a project problem or like just maybe comedy in 2006 wasn't good. Like maybe that's like not the prime time to watch comedies. I know like 90s is my favorite time to watch comedies. Like those comedies were great. And of course we're kind of seeing a small resurgence in comedy now, which is good. I hope that continues, but anyway, this is kind of running long because it's a comedy, and I usually like to keep my comedy reviews short, as I like the movies as well. But this movie is, it's not great. It falls flat on many levels. If you're looking for a laugh or two, I'd recommend just watching some of Robin Williams' stand-up. It's going to be better than what you find here, but if you want a little bit of a weird, kind of dumb, silly plot, and like a cameo appearance, basically, by Jeff Goldblum, this might be for you. But I'm going to go ahead and give Man of the Year a D-. Have you guys seen Man of the Year? Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about it. It's certainly meh. I mean, I would have given it an F if I didn't actually enjoy some of his comedy bits. They're really fun. I mean, they're really genuinely enjoyable. So check out those. I'm sure there's a compilation of it on YouTube if you wanted to watch that. I mean, that's the most of it. You can stream it on, it's free on like Amazon Prime and like Pluto TV or something like that. So go check those out if you're interested. Check out my other channel, Burnside Boys, link in the description below. If it's not there, you can find it on the bottom of my channel page. It's a feature channel, so check that out if you're interested. And as always, subscribe so you can find your next movie at Robert's Reviews.